Hi, I'm Victoria, a licensed esthetician and your host of your Besthetician podcast. This is Chris, my business partner and husband. So today we're going to talk about how we hit 50,000 followers. So I really wanted to touch on this of how it can help you grow your business, what our intentions are with it, and just how to step outside of your treatment room with gaining followers. So
I think sorry, I mean to cut you off there. I didn't know if you were going to hand it over to me. I think one of the exciting things about this topic that I want to talk about is that, we hit 50,000 followers on Instagram, and really explain like what that even means, like why we're excited about it, why you should either reach for that goal or it doesn't matter. And I think jumping into what you were just saying there, one of the biggest things for us is brand deals and being able to pick up work outside of the treatment room. And that's been important for us ever since we started the business. And I don't know if we ever realized we'd hit 50,000 followers. It's still pretty crazy to think about because we did start this Instagram account with zero, you know, like literally from scratch. And
having a family, it looks different for everybody. I think it's awesome if you have extra free time, if that makes sense. But when you have a family, it's so different. So that is very important to us that we have two kids. Our life, I don't want to live in the treatment room. I love what I do, but I always want it to be a balance, especially since we are super creative.
And I think, initially the goal with Instagram was not to become an influencer. That was never the main goal. The goal was to create content that can bring clients in the door. And that content happened to pick up traction. We knew that content would make the account grow because we did it with our old account. But I didn't know it would go this far, and I didn't know it would turn into, I don't know if you had the vision that we would become into an influencer. And that's what kind of it turned into. And we always were looking ways creatively to make money outside of the treatment room, but we haven't been solely sure of what that actually looks like and what it would be. And growing our Instagram account really since January is when we really hit a stride. We were at just about 20,000 followers, maybe a little bit more when January hit. Or one of our goals of the new year was to post really consistently, really high quality content, not just visually, but content that was really engaging for people to grow the account.
It's really interesting because you may think that you have a vision or something that you think you are going to excel at. And for us, we opened the business solely on we need clients. So we really dedicated our Instagram to creating cool content still, but catering towards our clients. And we didn't realize that as we grew that it would open up other opportunities. So that's why we want to share that if you love social media, for instance, or you are looking ways to gain clientele, there's other ways that you can make money outside of the treatment room with social media. So I kind of want to touch base on what that can look like and just creative ways that if you are wanting to grow your Instagram and once you get to that point, or if you are in that point, of what you can do. So number one, the one thing that we are working currently on is a course. That's a huge retainer, or whether that's a one-off or you have, a monthly.
Everyone does it differently. Most people usually tend to do it as just one-offs, buy the course and go. A course for us has been something we've talked about. We haven't talked about it for that long of a time because, to be honest, you've had imposter syndrome pretty bad. And I think until when we finally got to a point where you were really hitting a stride with your clients and getting amazing results, and you felt much better about what we could do on Instagram, you felt better now to even start writing that course.
I genuinely feel I can... Not that I couldn't provide value before, but since I understand things way more than I ever have, and I just feel way confident. I always want to add value. I don't want somebody to subscribe to something and I just throw it out there and it's a lose-lose. So
and we haven't fully built out the course yet. We have some unique ideas that I don't want to share too much about.
I would love to hear your guys' ideas on course topics too. We have a bunch laid out that we're working on, but if you guys have any specific requests, please drop them right now in the comments.
And we're diving in pretty much everything in the course, or Victoria is really, and I'll jump in on some as well when it comes to marketing and what exactly things we're doing. We're going to dive deep into the exact camera, the settings, how we film, and then Victoria wants to go in depth on things like dermaplaning and microneedling and hydrofacial, how she gets the results she does even in the treatment room.
Or things that seem so basic to me that is not common knowledge.
Especially for new estheticians that are coming out of school.
I think that's another thing as well is you may not realize how much basic information is to your client. So you may think that everybody should double cleanse, for instance. Your client may not know that. So that's just a little random tip that I will say that I've always thought of in my practice is I'm like, oh, well, everybody knows that, but you never know how much value you're actually going to add to somebody.
Yeah, I think that's what I help out with a lot too, where I just go, well, does anybody know what that means? Does anybody know those products?
I think it's such common knowledge, but
Yeah.
I share that because you can share such valuable information on your Instagram. Just because a bunch of estheticians follow you doesn't mean that can't open up doors for you to gain a clientele because of your knowledge.
Yeah, so going back to the course, that's definitely one good way, and that's I'd recommend that to people who've been in the business 2-3 years, and you don't need a super large following to have a course. What you need to do is you need to have valuable information that is not readily available for everybody else, and teach it in a way that's unique to you. And so courses are not for everybody. You have to be somebody who, one, likes being on camera, unless you're going to write it all out. So you have to be a good writer and make it easy for people to consume. So that's definitely something I wouldn't just say everybody should go do a course, because there are people that do it really well, and there's people that sell courses and nobody tells other people about it. They regret purchasing it.
Definitely. You could also do a little PDF, whatever you feel you excel in, that would be another way. So not necessarily a course, but a PDF that people can download. If you're super creative on Canva, you can make templates to sell on Etsy. So there's a few different ways in that aspect.
And of course, building a following can drive traffic to that course, which is why we're saying what we did could work. And there's a reason why we're building it out is because we get flooded with questions on the daily. Estheticians who are coming out of school that want to learn how to market, want to learn how to go solo. And there's only so much information that we can just give to YouTube all the time. So that's why the course is still not out, is because we're really diving in and going super high detailed and going to make these videos very consumable. And we also have some fun ideas with going live that would come with your course subscription, so people can ask us questions live. We have some ideas of reviewing Instagrams live, which would be really fun, so people can say, tell me what you think about my social media feed, and we can dive in and specifically, and we really want to help, right? That's the whole goal, and that's why we're not selling a course currently, is because we don't want to put something out that's just going to be, here's $50 and now, oh, sorry, nothing, it didn't help you. And we're really against that, which is why we've been going really, really slow on that, because when we roll it out, we want it to be perfect. So moving on from the course, another way, of course, is brand deals. Do you want to speak a little bit on that, or you want me to jump in?
I mean, it's been really hard because there have been some brands that don't align with my brand and what I want people to follow me for. So I would say the brand deals that I have gotten have aligned with my practice and what I believe in, but it does open up opportunities for you to make money on social media by promoting, something that somebody reached out to you for. So that has honestly it has been a significant help to us because we've been able to dump more into the business. And so that has helped the business grow while we are also, supporting our family. Because I don't know if anybody knows this, but I am the full-time provider. We run it together, of course, but this is how we survive and this is how we make a living. So that sounded really weird that I said that I'm the provider.
Well, I mean, you could say,
I support our family.
Provider,
but he also, obviously, he does a lot of video, photo work and marketing. Not that he doesn't do anything. He just eats Twinkies all day.
I don't think they thought that I don't do anything.
On the couch. No, I'm kidding.
Assuming that.
I'm just saying, it just sounded like, I don't know.
Don't over-explain it. So with that being said, there's a few different ways with brand deals. Of course, brand deals generally mean a brand is paying you to post on your Instagram. So there's a few different ways to do this. There's one of a brand just saying, hey, here's our product, post it on your Instagram. We'll pay you to post it on your Instagram. There's affiliates, of course, which I think people overlook because everybody can do affiliates, but when you do affiliates correctly and it's on brand for you, I think it's highly profitable and I think it's great. We haven't really dove into affiliates too much. It's not really on brand for us necessarily. So, in the future we will. We have affiliate links set up with everybody, but it's not something that we go crazy with. And then
I also feel like you have to be really good on stories for affiliate links.
Affiliates do work really well with stories. I agree. But then the third way would be, it's called the UGC content, essentially where a brand pays you for you to film the video they post on onto their page. And so early on, we did a lot of that because as we were growing our account, a brand knew that them attaching to our name, or Victoria, not our name, but the business's name was a good look for them, as they can establish themselves as, hey, look, Skin by You,
Builds
an
trust.
account with 15,000 followers likes our product. And even though we didn't post it on our page, it's a good way. It doesn't pay as much as a brand deal to your page, of course, with a larger following.
Yeah.
But if you make good content, and that spreads across any way. I know our content is high quality, it's filmed with a camera, but good content isn't filmed with cameras, or not all good content is. You can just film with your iPhone, and a good piece of content is something that's engaging, that holds retention, and there's a lot of value in that for brands. I think sometimes we miss the mark with iPhone content. Like, you're not that good at iPhone content, right? Like with TikTok style content, we don't strive in that. And so we're essentially, we can be missing out on money, or missing out on opportunities because a lot of brands want that.
Yeah.
And it's not what we provide. But what we've done is we've dialed in the type of content that we make and made brands go, let's try that style of content out.
Totally.
Right? Is there anything to add on to that?
No, I think that's great. And whatever is your niche, brands will love you for it.
Yep.
So you don't have to have professional lighting, professional videos like us. So make it your own. And, the more you grow your account, the more opportunities that there will be.
Yep. And I think, and that's what people ask all the time about growing the account. I don't think, it looks really glamorous. It's not like 50,000 followers. Now we make $50,000 a month off Instagram. But, and brand deals trickle in, they come here and there. There's a lot of negotiating. There's a lot of times that we tell brands, this is what we're worth. And they go, well, we can't pay that right now. That happens plenty often. But at the end of the day, growing the account, what it did is it did bring in more clients for us, which is great.
Yeah.
So we do get more clients off Instagram. And then number two, you have that option to essentially work from home. So, and it's not for everybody. I know everybody wants to have big follower accounts on Instagram just for the look of it. And to be honest, like I said, it's not something that we ever were like, we got to get to 50, right? Now we have goals because we've grown it.
Yeah, I think you don't realize the opportunities that are on social media until you get there. And it's just a whole new world. So it may be for you, it may not, but there are opportunities outside of just being in the treatment room. And I think something that is really important is finding other ways, whether it's creative or just things that you can do outside of the treatment room, because burnout is real. I just felt this 2 weeks ago, and I needed to go on a vacation. I needed to get away, and we just went camping. But it is so important that when you're in the treatment room, you love what you do. You're an esthetician. So to not feel like this is becoming a 9-to-5 job, because you got into this industry, whether you're a sole esthetician or not, you want to help people. You love what you do. So I think it's really important to find other ways outside of just being in the treatment room all day, because it can lead to burnout. Yeah,
and as you've been doing this for a long time, and you understand clients, you understand people, there's a lot of value you could provide to the next upcoming estheticians or business owners that are looking for the value that you have. So don't let that all go to waste. And this is a hard thing to do. It's definitely not easy to grow on social media. It does take a lot of dedication, and it works for us. And some people maybe do want the esthetician job to look more like a 9-to-5. They do like the steadiness, the consistency, and that's just fine too. And if you're good at that and that's what you want to do, then stop trying to hit 10K. There's just no reason to. It's not going to clients don't just flood in after you hit 10,000 followers, to be honest. It looks nice on the internet, but to be honest, like 50,000 followers is not bringing us 100 new clients every single month.
I think people think that. I don't know if people still think that, but just because you have a large following on social media does not mean that they're all clients and that you're not going to make $1 million. Like people have that common misconception a lot of the time. People probably assume that about us, and we are definitely not millionaires because we have 50K. We're still trying to figure it out. Yes. So followers definitely can open up opportunities, but it doesn't always mean that everything's glamorous and that money's just flowing. Yeah. Well, I think that's pretty much wrapped up for this. I was just thinking right now, which I want to do this in another video, but let us know if you guys would want us to do like a breakdown of how much money we've made on social media and with brand deals. It's not something that's shared super often. Of course, we can't give all the details about who and what it was, but I do think that would be interesting to see with how many followers we have, how much we made this year on brand deals compared to how much we made last year with less followers. But let us know if that's something you guys are interested. Just comment down below or send us a DM on Instagram. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.